Hey everybody, it's Dr. Eric with Love and Health Chiropractic, and I'm sitting here with Troy. Troy's one of our amazing practice members who has gotten amazing results with his health and improvements with his health since he started care in our office, and we just wanted to share his story with everybody. So Troy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I just have a couple quick questions for you. Troy, what health challenges were you dealing with when you first started care in our office? I know you were dealing with a lot.
Oh, I know. It's kind of scary. I was diagnosed with a terminal illness. I was given less than a year to live, and it just was, a big blow to me, and I sought out any kind of alternative care measures that I could find. First thing I tried, I thought, well, chiropractor, I've done it in the past and it worked for me for other things, so why couldn't this work? Because it's kind of letting your body heal itself, and it seemed to be the reason why it brought me in. That, and I was extremely unflexible. Everything hurt. I didn't want to move. I just was just kind of set in my chair, and that was it. So I wanted to get back my life again.
Yeah, because when we met, you were actually my eye doctor. That's how we met each other. And we just started talking about things, and you're like, you know what, I live up in your area, and I just want to come in and get checked. But then I found out do you mind us sharing what specifically the organ that was in trouble with you?
Yeah, it was the liver. The liver was shutting down.
So yeah, and you were on the actual transplant list, correct?
Correct. They put me, Henry Ford put me on a transplant list. I had been, went through their rigorous procedures and all their tests and everything else, and double test and double check, and they said, yep, you're going to be put right on the list. You're going to be, one of the top priorities. And after, experiencing chiropractic care, it seems like, they score your liver on a MELD score. Anyways, mine was pretty darn high, and it kept going down, which is good, is what you want. And it got to a point where they were just like, you're not a candidate for transplant anymore. And
right.
Yeah, and I can't attribute it to their care because I hardly ever saw them. And, obviously they only just gave me bandages for medicine to take. Just gets the extra water off and so on and so forth. But what I felt like, I needed to get rid of some of these subluxations, or the spine wasn't aligned. It wasn't allowing the body to talk to itself and talk to the brain and get things working again. And that's what I attribute it to. So
right. No, and that's where I love how you describe that, because that's what we focus on in our office, is getting people to understand that when your spine is misaligned, or subluxated is our big fancy word for it, that's where the bone gets twisted out of place caused by stress, which we all deal with stress every single day. That pinches on the actual nerve, puts pressure on the nerve. The vital force of communication from the brain that flows through the nervous system, talks to the organs and keeps them working, can be diminished, which causes the body to not function well. So, and that was my next question for you, which you segued perfectly into it, was what health improvements have you noticed? You just told me last week that you were taken off the liver transplant list because the liver is starting to function.
That's a big deal right there for me.
Exactly.
It's not there all the way, so I'm, obviously maintenance is the key, is to your chiropractic health. If you don't do the maintenance, you're doing yourself a disservice. You've got to go through the recommended 2 to 3 times a week to get you moving, and then once Dr. Eric gets you through the program, then you can move on to just pure maintenance, and that seems to be the key to success with chiropractic care.
Yes, which is what we talk about with everybody that starts care in our office. And our philosophy is we work with people where they're at too. So we make your ideal recommendations based off what we find inside of your body, what's going on with the health of the spine. But from there, sometimes there's barriers to you getting the care that you need, and we always want to work through those barriers to get you the best possible care you can with the reality of your situation. And just a couple last quick questions for you here, Troy. What do you love about your care here at Love and Health Chiropractic?
Well, I feel like I'm treated like a human, that you always treat me very well. You ask ask about how I'm feeling, how things are going, you know, you kind of just get me in a good mood. And then we get the nice adjustments. Your flexibility with my scheduling and with my wife's scheduling is just phenomenal. It works real well for us, because sometimes, you know, if we're scheduled for a Monday maintenance adjustment, we can't make it. You're more than willing to shift that down, you know, a couple days or whatever to make it work for us, or maybe change it later in the afternoon. So I love that about the care here, and just the results that I'm getting, really. That's the biggest thing.
That's
so
great. And I love that you mentioned that your wife is actually under care too. We got her started up pretty soon. She's being a little camera shy right now. Hopefully we'll get her in for an interview here soon in the near future. But that's always our goal, is to make sure that everybody in the family is getting their spine at least checked and assessed to see if there's any problems going on in there. And then from there we work with you where you're at to give you the honest truth about this is the reality of what's going on with your spine. This is what the ideal recommendations would be to correct it. And then after we correct the problem, once we fix the problem, our job is to ideally keep it as good as we can keep it for as long as you want to keep it healthy. So one last question for you, Troy, and this could be for anybody that's seeking or on the fence about whether or not they're thinking about seeing a chiropractor, because we're going to post this online. So this could be literally somebody across the ocean watching this video wondering if chiropractic might help them. What would you recommend to these people that are on the fence about going in and seeing a chiropractor for the first time and getting their spine checked?
Well, I would say number one, you got to give it a try. I mean, and really put your heart into it. You got to follow the program, and you got to do the maintenance. And if you can commit to that, you're making the best decision possible. Because just one adjustment isn't going to do. It's just temporarily putting a bandage on it. It's not getting everything to stay where it needs to be in order for your body to communicate well. So, and that's just it. It's got to talk to itself, and it's got to give back feedback. So it's that biofeedback mechanism that our brain has with our body's tissues to allow us to heal. And really, what it boils down to, if somebody was thinking about it, you know, maybe they won't get the same results that I did. You know, I think a lot of it had power of prayer too. You know, but the big thing here is. You can't just dismiss it for, you know, well, I've got this. I don't think he can take care of that, or she can't take care of that. So your chiropractor would be the best judge to let you know what expectations will be, and go in there and go in there with an open mind and listen, and come out with a positive attitude and move forward.
Awesome. So I really appreciate you taking the time here. I love that you talk about taking care of the spine for a lifelong, because that's really what it's about. Like, you go see the dentist, you plan on seeing the dentist throughout your entire life. And that's what we're trying to position people to understand, is the better care we take care of this spine for your entire life, the better the quality of life you're going to have, the longer you're going to live. All things considered, just life is better when you're adjusted. So Troy, love and appreciate you, and I'm glad that you're a practice member. I'm glad you're getting such great results in our office.
Excellent. Thank you.
Have a wonderful day, everybody.